With Malik Thiaw leaving for Newcastle, there's a big gap in Milan's defence and it needs urgent addressing. Allegri and Iglitare know the perfect man for the job, the perfect prospect, the perfect player to solidify Milan's defence. Koni De Winter from Genoa, a player that's learnt the dark arts of defending from Patrick Vieira. You want yourself a centre-back that's aerially dominant, 6'3", built like a tank, winning duels in the air non-stop? Koni De Winter is your best friend. You want yourself a centre-half that can play out of the back on either foot, a centre-half that can play in a back three and a back four system? Koni De Winter is your guy. You want yourself a centre-half that's defensively solid, that will put his body on the line, one that's still young but full of promise and growth? Koni De Winter is your guy too. Now it's pretty obvious. Milan's decision is based on impact now. Who can walk in and hit the ground running? Yes, in a lot of people's eyes, Giovanni Leone from Parma was the ideal target. But 18 years old, 40 million price tag, a player that still needs further developing? Maybe, just maybe, in Allegri's eyes, this isn't the right time. Koni De Winter is Allegri's man. Koni De Winter to Milan, here we go. It felt like Milan saw the performance yesterday against Chelsea and they were like, wow, we need some defenders and we need them fast. What is it, 24 hours? In 24 hours, they got the deal done. Koni De Winter is a Milan player. Allegri knows him well. Allegri gave him his Champions League debut at Juventus. And Koni De Winter can easily be regarded as one of the most promising centre-halves in the Serie A. Like, it's no surprise. A month ago, Inter were chasing him. Inter wanted him. But at the end of the day, Milan came out on top. Now, what do we know of Koni De Winter besides the introduction, which broke down everything? You want yourself somebody that can play out of the back, somebody that's aerially dominant. Seeing as we're speaking about aerially dominant, he is ranked in the top 5 in the Serie A for aerial duels won. So any ball over the top, Milan will know we've got Koni De Winter, 6'3", and he's genuinely built like a tank. Like when you look at some of these photos, whoever goes shoulder to shoulder with him loses out. Whoever goes shoulder to shoulder loses out. He's strong. Like, he's one of those players where he imposes himself. He knows how to use his body. And the fact that his physique is what? 6'3", fast, strong. Listen, you have to use that to your advantage. Your biggest weapon on a football pitch, besides your technical ability, besides your mental ability, besides your physical ability, is your overall body. If you're short, you will have that low center of gravity. You can dribble in and out of players. If you're big and you're strong, you can hold off defenders. You can shrug them off. And I feel like Koni De Winter, as a centre-half, will definitely raise the physical level of Milan's backline. Now, what else do we know? The one thing we do know is YouTube. It's a crazy life. I had to rush back from work just to make this video. But what else do we know about Koni De Winter? This is an interesting way of looking at things. Koni De Winter came from a Patrick Vieira team where, let's just say, the majority of games they played on the back foot. Now, Hajj, why do I say the majority of games they played on the back foot? On average, throughout the Serie A campaign, Genoa averaged 45% of the ball. So it tells me, when they go into games, the opposition dominate. If the opposition dominate, it means they're going to test them in midfield, in defence. And the one thing we can all agree on is that this Genoa team under Patrick Vieira was relatively difficult to break down. Bearing in mind, they played on the back foot. And this is where I look at Koni De Winter and I say, you've been tested a lot during your time at Genoa defensively. So when you come to this Milan team and you're now going to be tested, surely you can step up to the plate because you've been in that environment where it's wave after wave after wave of attack. And I'll be honest with you guys, he's actually a shining light in their backline. Now, how does he fit into this Milan team? Just before we do the analysis, you could clearly see one of the reasons, in my opinion, why Iglitare wanted him, why Allegri wanted him, is the fact that Koni De Winter, during his time at Genoa and his time at Juventus, and I believe he went on loan to Empoli, he is a player that showed he can play right back and he can play in a back four and on the right side of a back three. Okay, now why is this so important for somebody like Allegri? Bam! Now, we all know Allegri is the 5-4-1. Now, of course, when Milan get into opposition territory and they push everybody forwards, it becomes something like this, like a 3-2-5, Ricci, Yashari, or like Ricci, Modric in the centre. And then you've got the wing backs that join into the attack to allow Leao and Pulisic to tuck inside. But look at Koni De Winter. When you play in a back three and you push your entire team forwards, we always turn around and say, you need yourself what? Defenders that can defend the channels, because Koni De Winter now is not playing in a central area where he has to defend the central area. No, he has to defend the channels. So one, he has to defend the right side of the back three. But at the same time, if Milan get caught on the transition, or if Milan get caught on the counter-attack, and Jimenez is so higher up, Koni De Winter now has to defend the territory of a right back. And they always say, the best centre-halves at defending channels are your physical centre-halves. The ones that are fast, the ones that are strong, the ones that have that recovery pace, and the ones that are willing to put their body on the line, that are willing to make that last-ditch tackle. And I feel like when it comes to Koni De Winter, he's gifted physically. And the fact that he's experienced, right side of a 3, right side of a 4, and even in the central area, it means, in my opinion, I think he's going to slot in on that right-hand side. It means if Jimenez goes, Milan now have themselves somebody that's trustworthy in the back, that can do the job of 2 players. So he can do the job as the centre-back, the right-sided centre-back, but he can also shuffle across and occupy the zone of Jimenez, who's now bombed forward. And of course, once Jimenez comes back, he slots in to the right side of a back 3. The physicality, his reading of the game, and I feel like his pace is what made Allegri truly want him. And finally, I feel like this graphic will definitely highlight what type of player he is. This is his touch map throughout the Serie A campaign last season. You could see, 1, versatile, comfortable on the left, comfortable in the centre, comfortable on the right hand side. But 2, you can see he's comfortable to step into that second phase, whether that's by carrying the ball, whether it's by stepping up, deploying a high line and then receiving the ball in that congested area. Yes, Genoa were not a team that were programmed to play out of their back. But at the end of the day, when the opportunity presents itself, Koni De Winter showed I can progress play through carrying the ball. I can progress play through passing the ball. And the one thing about him, which we don't usually say about centre-halves, I feel like he's very technically gifted. Like, I've seen a few clips. I remember watching a game last season where when he gets the ball in a congested, condensed area and he's getting pressured from left and right, he's actually got quick feet. Like, he's got the little Cruyff turn. He's got the little shimmy. This is so important. Like, I've been sat all summer banging on about Milan now have Yashari that can do this. They have Modric that can do this. They have Richie that can do this. That can all progress play through carrying of the ball, and they're all press resistant. If you want to get better, get yourself press resistant centre halves. Get yourself defenders that can progress play through carrying and through passing. And I genuinely look at it and say, for a player of his age that's very well experienced in the Serie A in particular, 2, a player that's worked under Allegri, and Allegri clearly saw enough to trust him in a Champions League game. 3, he's young. He still needs to develop more. He still needs to grow more. I feel like his ceiling is very high, but at the same time, he is experienced. He's got himself, I believe, just under 75 games in the Serie A. He comes to into this Milan team where he can have an impact now. And I said this at the beginning. Leone is the most exciting prospect in Italy, and of course, whoever grabs him has probably got themselves a centre-half for the next decade. But Leone comes in and I feel like too much pressure on him at the moment at the age of 18. And that's why so many teams are looking at him and saying, maybe, just maybe, it's best for you to stay at Parma, to continue to develop and grow. So when we do sign you next summer, you can walk in and hit the ground running and have an impact. Because now you've got yourselves, 40, 50 Serie A games under your belt. Koni De Winter comes in. And he's only 23. He's very well experienced. He's physically gifted. He's technically gifted. He understands the game. He can play in a variety of different positions. And he can, most importantly, have an impact now. He's got it all. And I genuinely look at it and I say, maybe under Allegri, in a better team, around better players, facilities, coaching, like Koni De Winter for 20 million is a steal. In my opinion, it's a steal. You get yourself a centre-half from this area that's experienced, that's still young, that's still got so much more margins of growth. And you get him for 20 plus 4 million in add-ons? And he walks in and has an impact now? This is good business. This is very good business. And at the same time, it leaves Milan with more cash, maybe just maybe to go out and get another centre-half. Maybe just maybe to go out and pump it into another striker, another midfielder, maybe just maybe a right-back. It leaves them with capital to spend. And at the end of the day, the overall level of the team is improving. And this is what you want. This is what you want in a summer transfer window. Now that is the Koni De Winter breakdown. If you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on another one.